Number 10. Jack Dorsey. Age 37, net worth $2.3 billion. Jack Dorsey's net worth has ballooned to $2.3 billion after being one of the co-founders of a little social media network known as Twitter, and more recently, the mobile payment system Square. Twitter is a great way to air out frustrations you have with celebrities, and you might even get into an argument. Every time you do, Dorsey gets a little richer. While 140 characters made him his money, it would only take a much more convenient 32 characters to write out a check for his $2 billion. $300 million. Better get back to work. Number 9. Robert Parra. Age 36, net worth $2.8 billion. Robert Parra left his job as a wireless engineer with Apple to pursue his own ventures, founding technology company Ubiquiti Networks. It turned out to be a good decision, as less than 6 years later he joined the Billionaires Club. In 2012, Parra became the majority owner of the Memphis Grizzlies. Parra is not alone as an owner of the Grizzlies, as he is partnered up with none other than Justin Timberlake. If you don't think that's one of the coolest things you could possibly do under the age of 40, then you might need to recheck your definition of cool. Parra is certainly living the dream of many young people right now. Number 8. Travis Kalanick. Age 38, net worth $3 billion. An American technology entrepreneur, Travis Kalanick got his start as the co-founder of the P2P file-sharing network Red Swoosh, and went on to become founder of the ride-sharing network Uber. There are a lot of horror stories from people that have used Uber, but chances are you won't meet someone crazy if you take a ride. It's a much cheaper way to get to home from a long night of partying, which Kalanick is likely doing with his huge net worth. Following his massive $18.2 billion valuation, Travis Kalanick is America's newest tech billionaire, with his personal stake worth a few billion. Number 7. Sean Parker. Age 34, net worth $3 billion. Best known for being the guy played by Justin Timberlake in the Social Network movie, Sean Parker was the founding president of Facebook as he was an early backer of the company, and founded the once massively popular file-sharing network, Napster. Parker's shares bounced up and down for a little while when Facebook first became public, but after it stabilized, he became massively wealthy. It might be awkward when Parker hangs out with musicians at big parties, since he was accused of stealing so much of their music, but we think he's buried the hatchet. Number 6. Nick Woodman. Age 39, net worth $3.9 billion. What do you get for convincing people to walk around with a camera on a giant stick pointed at their face? Nearly $4 billion apparently. Nicholas Woodman's net worth is entirely thanks to being the founder of GoPro. The GoPro is a great invention that allows you to record basically anything you want in a first-person view. People are using it for sports, boating, and even driving. Alright, so not all of the videos that were made with a GoPro are that great, but it's still a neat gizmo to have. Number 5. Elizabeth Holmes. Age 30, net worth $4.5 billion. The only member and woman on our list who didn't get their billions from social media or inheritance. Elizabeth Holmes' remarkable career as the founder and CEO of Theranos, a medical services company, has made her one of the youngest and richest women in the world. It all started when Holmes discovered that she absolutely hates being pricked with needles. She came up with an invention that gives people an alternative to get what they need without needles, and it has really caught on. Most of us just look away. But if everyone did it, then Holmes wouldn't be so rich. Number 4. Scott Duncan. Age 31, net worth $7 billion. Not everyone can be a technology genius, some are just born that way. As the only heir to a fortune on our list, Scott Duncan owes his $7 billion to being heir to the Duncan family fortune in enterprise products. Enterprise is part of the energy market, which is obviously pretty big business. There's nearly 50,000 miles of pipelines with natural gas in the world. Duncan is now one of the many billionaires that didn't even have to pay an estate tax when he inherited his family's fortune. Most of us only get a couple $100 in inheritance and still have taxes. But what can you do? Number 3. Jan Koum. Age 38, net worth $7.6 billion. $19 billion is what's up. Jan Koum is the CEO and co-founder of the instant messenger WhatsApp, which was recently acquired by Facebook in February 2014 for a staggering $19 billion. Despite that, WhatsApp was losing several $100 million per year. Facebook just has an interest in acquiring things that aren't Facebook until they have a monopoly in the entire social network market, if that's possible. When your phone forces you to download the Messenger app just to talk to people on Facebook, Koum is partly responsible for that. Number 2. Dustin Moskovitz. Age 30, net worth $8.1 billion. As one of the co-founders of Facebook along with Mark Zuckerberg and the gang, which definitely didn't include the Winklevoss twins, Dustin Moskovitz has profited handsomely from his Facebook stock since their IPO in May 2014, even though he left the company way back in 2008. Moskovitz was portrayed in The Social Network by Joseph Mazzello, who was not the biggest name in the movie, but still it has to be cool to have someone portray you in a feature film. Moskovitz is still working as a consultant, even though he doesn't really have to work much these days. Number 1. Mark Zuckerberg. Age 30, net worth $34 billion. Will he be the richest man on the planet one day? Maybe. He is certainly the current king of the internet thanks to having founded Facebook way back in 2004. Now 1 out of 6 people in the world waste time at work scrolling through Facebook and clicking on articles such as this one. Some claim that the original idea for Facebook wasn't the idea of Zuckerberg, but he is certainly the one that perfected it and has run it very well. Normally, social media sites don't last very long, so the staying power that Facebook has had is indeed impressive. They also selected Jesse Eisenberg to play him in The Social Network. It could have been a lot worse.